Imagine this. You're in a bustling room filled with voices, each one louder than the last, each one brimming with unshakable certainty. A colleague boasts about their flawless project plan, ignoring the glaring flaws you can see from a mile away. A politician on the flickering screen promises solutions to problems they clearly don't understand, their words dripping with confidence. A friend, with no expertise, lectures you on a topic you've studied for years, dismissing your insights with a wave of their hand. You feel the dissonance like a knot in your chest. How can they be so sure, so loud, when they're so wrong? And yet, the room applauds. The world listens. You blink, and a chilling realization creeps in. The loudest voices, the most confident ones, often belong to those who know the least. Why do stupid people think they're smart, while the wise tremble with doubt? This isn't a random quirk. It's a pattern, a psychological trap so pervasive it shapes your world in ways you might not even notice. In 1999, psychologists David Dunning and Dunning-Kruger gave it a name: the Dunning-Kruger Effect. Their research revealed a paradox that cuts to the core of human nature. The less someone knows, the more they overestimate their abilities. The incompetent don't just fail, they fail with unwavering certainty, blind to their own ignorance. Meanwhile, the truly knowledgeable, those who've climbed the mountain of understanding, often underestimate themselves, haunted by the vastness of what they don't know. You've seen this, haven't you? In meetings, debates, even your own life. Those who know the least speak the loudest, while the wise sit in quiet uncertainty. But here's the question that gnaws at your soul. Why does this happen? Why does ignorance breed confidence, while wisdom breeds doubt? What does it say about you, about the world you live in, when the least capable are often the most convinced? Think of the consequences. The leaders who charge forward with disastrous plans, the influencers who spread misinformation with a smile, the colleagues who derail projects with their unshakable ineptitude. You've felt the frustration, the disbelief, as their voices drown out reason. But what if this isn't just about them? What if this paradox reveals something deeper about your own mind, your own blind spots? The Dunning-Kruger effect isn't just a curiosity. It's a mirror, reflecting a truth you might not want to face. If the foolish are so sure of themselves, what illusions might you be clinging to? Are you, too, overconfident in areas where you lack understanding, blind to your own limits? Or are you the one who doubts too much, silenced by the weight of what you know? The paradox isn't just out there. It's in you, in the choices you make, the voices you listen to, the beliefs you hold. Why does your mind play this trick, and what does it mean for the reality you've built? This is where the journey begins, not with answers, but with a question that burns. Why do stupid people think they're smart, and what does this illusion cost you? The answer lies not in the noisy room around you, but in the quiet depths of your own psyche, where confidence and ignorance collide. Let's step into that darkness together, because what you uncover will shake the foundations of how you see yourself and the world. You've seen them, the ones who speak with unshakable certainty, their voices cutting through the noise, their confidence a beacon in the chaos. They're wrong, painfully so, yet they don't see it. They can't see it. The Dunning-Kruger effect isn't just a quirk of human nature. It's a crack in the foundation of your mind, a hidden flaw that shapes how you think, act, and perceive the world. Why do the least knowledgeable so often brim with confidence, while the wise are haunted by doubt? To answer this, you must dig beneath the surface, into the psychological and philosophical roots of this paradox, where the seeds of ignorance and self-deception take hold. In a moment, you'll see how this flaw rewires your reality in ways you never imagined. Start with the mind itself. The Dunning-Kruger effect reveals a brutal truth. Ignorance is invisible to the ignorant. David Dunning and Dunning-Kruger found that those with the least skill in a domain, whether it's logic, grammar, or emotional intelligence, grossly overestimate their abilities. Why? Because they lack the very knowledge needed to recognize their own incompetence. It's a vicious cycle. To know you're wrong, you need the skills you don't have. In 2003, a man named Wheeler robbed 2 banks with lemon juice on his face, believing it would make him invisible to cameras. He'd misunderstood the science of invisible ink. Wheeler's confidence was absolute, yet his ignorance was catastrophic. You've met Wheelers in your life, haven't you? The colleague who botches a project but takes credit, the friend who gives terrible advice with a smile. They're blind to their own blindness. This isn't just a cognitive glitch, it's a philosophical wound. Friedrich Nietzsche once wrote, "The most perfidious way of harming a cause consists of defending it deliberately with faulty arguments." The Dunning-Kruger Effect is Nietzsche's warning come to life. The foolish don't just fail, they fail with conviction, dragging the world down with them. Their overconfidence stems from a lack of self-awareness, a refusal to confront the abyss of their own limitations. Carl Jung would call this the shadow, the unexamined part of your psyche that hides your flaws. The ignorant don't see their shadow because they never look. They bask in the illusion of their own light, while the wise, who dare to peer into that darkness, are humbled by what they find. But why does your mind allow this? Neurologically, it's a defense mechanism. The brain craves certainty. It's wired to avoid the discomfort of doubt. Cognitive science shows that self-assessment is inherently flawed. You judge yourself based on your intentions, not your outcomes. The incompetent focus on their effort, not their errors, creating a bubble of self-delusion. Meanwhile, the knowledgeable suffer the opposite. The more you learn, the more you realize how little you know. Socrates knew this. He was declared the wisest man in Athens because he admitted his ignorance. But in a world that rewards confidence over competence, Socrates would be drowned out by the wheelers, wouldn't he? Society amplifies this flaw. Aldous Huxley warned in Brave New World that a culture obsessed with spectacle breeds ignorance. Today, your world celebrates the loud, the bold, the unapologetic. Social media algorithms boost the most confident voices, not the most accurate ones. A 2018 study found that 70% of Americans overestimate their knowledge of science, yet struggle with basic concepts like gravity. The Dunning-Kruger effect thrives here. The foolish speak, the world listens, and you, caught in the echo chamber, start to believe confidence equals competence. But what happens when you trust the loudest voice, not the truest? Jean-Paul Sartre's concept of bad faith cuts deeper. You let the ignorant lead because it's easier than facing your own uncertainty. To question their confidence means to question yourself, to admit that you, too, might be blind in ways you can't see. That's terrifying. So, you defer to their certainty, outsourcing your judgment to those least equipped to wield it. The Dunning-Kruger effect isn't just about them. It's about you, about the choices you make, the illusions you accept. And the cost of this blindness is steeper than you might think. Let's peel back the next layer, because what this illusion does to your world, and your soul, will leave you reeling. You've trusted them, haven't you? The loud voices, the ones brimming with unearned confidence, their words a siren song in the chaos. You didn't mean to, but every time you nodded, shared their post, or stayed silent, you let the Dunning-Kruger effect take root. Now the world bears the scars, decisions that crumble, systems that falter, a culture that elevates noise over truth. But the real damage isn't just out there, it's inside you. Every time you let the ignorant lead, you erode your own clarity, your own potential. The unseen consequences of this illusion are not just societal, they're personal, psychological, and existential, eating away at the very fabric of your reality. In a moment, you'll see why this betrayal runs deeper than you ever imagined. Your mind is the first casualty. The Dunning-Kruger effect doesn't just inflate the confidence of the foolish, it rewires how you perceive competence. Cognitive science shows that you're wired to equate confidence with ability. A 2015 study found that 65% of people are more likely to trust a confident speaker, even when their facts are wrong. Think of the anti-vaccine movement. In 1998, Andrew Wakefield published a fraudulent study linking vaccines to autism, sparking global panic. Despite being debunked, his confident claims fueled a movement that still endangers lives today. You've seen this, haven't you? The loudest voices, the ones who speak without doubt, shape your world, even when they're wrong. And every time you listen, you train your brain to value certainty over truth, dulling your ability to discern. This isn't just personal, it's collective. The Dunning-Kruger effect creates a domino effect, where the ignorant lead and the competent follow. In organizations, studies show that 42% of managers are promoted based on confidence, not skill. The result? Projects fail, teams fracture, and you're left picking up the pieces. In 2003, the Iraq War began with claims of weapons of mass destruction. Claims made with absolute certainty by leaders who were wrong. Millions suffered, and the ripple effects linger. You've felt this cost, haven't you? The frustration of watching bad decisions unfold, knowing they could have been stopped if the wise had spoken louder than the foolish. Society amplifies this disaster. Aldous Huxley warned that a distracted culture breeds servitude, and today, your world is a Huxleyan nightmare. Algorithms reward the loudest, not the truest. A 2021 study revealed that misinformation spreads 6 times faster than facts on social media, often driven by confident, ignorant voices. The Dunning-Kruger effect thrives here. The foolish speak, the world shares, and you, scrolling through the noise, become complicit. You're not just a bystander. You're a participant in a system that elevates the shallow, draining your time, your focus, your very soul into a machine that profits from delusion. The deepest wound is existential. Viktor Frankl wrote, "When a man cannot find meaning, he numbs himself with pleasure." The Dunning-Kruger effect offers you this numbness, a world where the ignorant lead, and you follow, avoiding the hard work of seeking truth. You let their confidence define your reality, trading your potential for their illusions. In 2016, the Brexit campaign relied on bold, oversimplified promises. £350 million a week for the NHS. Promises that were lies, yet believed because they were loud. You felt this betrayal, haven't you? The hollow ache of trusting the wrong voice, only to realize too late what it cost you. This isn't just about bad decisions, it's about you. Every time you let the foolish lead, you diminish yourself. Your clarity fades, your purpose slips, your world becomes a reflection of their ignorance. The Dunning-Kruger effect doesn't just harm society. It colonizes your mind, turning you into a shadow of who you could be. But it's not too late. There's a way out, a path to reclaim your truth. What if you could silence their noise and listen to your own voice? The answer is closer than you think, but it demands courage. Let's uncover what it takes to break free. You're done, aren't you? Done with the noise of the ignorant, their unearned confidence drowning out reason, their voices shaping a world you no longer want to follow. The Dunning-Kruger effect has held you in its grip long enough, elevating the foolish, dimming your clarity, eroding your truth. But now a fire sparks within you, a refusal to let their illusions rule. This is your rebellion, a chance to break free from the trap of their certainty and reclaim the power of your own mind. In a moment, you'll discover the one weapon the foolish can never wield. The first step is to see the illusion for what it is. The Dunning-Kruger effect thrives because you've been taught to trust confidence over competence. Don't. Question the loudest voice in the room. Ask, do they know or do they just believe they know? Cognitive psychology calls this metacognition, thinking about thinking. It's your shield against delusion. When a colleague boasts about a flawed plan, don't nod, probe. When a leader promises the impossible, don't cheer, doubt. You're not a follower, you're a seeker of truth. In 1543, Copernicus challenged the confident dogma that the Earth was the center of the universe. He was ridiculed, but his quiet reasoning reshaped the world. Be a Copernicus, not a cheerleader. Next, silence the noise. The ignorant thrive because you've given them your attention, letting their certainty fill your silence. Arthur Schopenhauer taught that true freedom comes from mastering your desires, not chasing external validation. Turn off the notifications, mute the viral rants, walk away from the echo chambers. Replace their noise with what sharpens you. Books that challenge, questions that deepen, silence that reveals. Neuroscience shows that constant distraction shrinks your ability to focus. Reverse it. In 2020, a study found that limiting social media to 30 minutes a day boosts clarity and reduces anxiety. Choose depth over delusion, and you defy their world. Now create your own standard. Viktor Frankl, who found meaning in a concentration camp, taught that you can't control what happens, but you can control what you build from it. The Dunning-Kruger effect offers you a world of false certainty. Reject it. Define your own measure of competence. What do you value? What do you know? Write it down. Nietzsche's will to power isn't about dominating others. It's about mastering yourself, forging clarity in a world of illusions. Albert Einstein, often dismissed as a slow child, didn't chase approval. He chased truth, and his persistence redefined physics. You don't need to be loud. You need to be relentless. This rebellion will isolate you. Jean-Paul Sartre's anguish of freedom means standing alone. When you stop clapping for the foolish, you'll stand out. Colleagues may scoff, friends may drift, the crowd may whisper. Let them. Carl Jung's individuation, becoming whole by embracing your doubts, is your armor. Studies on locus of control show that those who rely on internal validation are more resilient, less swayed by noise. You're not fleeing, you're rising. In 399 BCE, Socrates chose death over silencing his truth, proving that clarity outlives delusion. You're building a mind that answers to itself, not the crowd. Finally, wield humility as your weapon. The Dunning-Kruger effect blinds the foolish because they can't see their limits. you can. Embrace doubt as a tool, not a burden. Ask, where am I wrong? What don't I know? This isn't weakness, it's strength. A 2019 study found that those who admit ignorance learn faster, adapt better, and lead wiser. The foolish can't touch this, a mind that grows, a soul that seeks. You're not just breaking free from their illusion, you're breaking free from the part of you that believed it. The rebellion is yours, but it's not easy. You'll falter, tempted to trust the loudest voice again. But every question you ask, every distraction you reject, every truth you define builds a mind that's unshakable. You're not just escaping the Dunning-Kruger effect, you're transcending it. And as you do, a truth emerges, one that redefines everything. What is the one thing the foolish can never grasp? Let's uncover the final revelation. You've walked through the illusion, haven't you? You've seen the foolish, their unearned confidence a mask for ignorance, their voices shaping a world you once trusted. You've traced the Dunning-Kruger effect's grip on your mind, felt its cost in your clarity, your choices, your reality. You've begun to rebel, questioning their noise, forging your own truth. But now, standing on the edge of revelation, you sense a deeper truth, one that binds it all together, one that redefines not just why the ignorant are so sure, but who you are in their world. The Dunning-Kruger effect isn't just a flaw, it's a mirror, reflecting a truth you've been afraid to face. True wisdom begins when you embrace the unknown. The ultimate truth is this: the foolish think they're smart because they fear the void of not knowing, while the wise grow by embracing it. The Dunning-Kruger effect reveals a paradox at the heart of your existence. Ignorance breeds certainty because it shields you from doubt, but doubt is the gateway to wisdom. Carl Jung wrote, "The greater the light, the deeper the shadow." The foolish bask in their shallow light, blind to their shadow, their limits, their flaws. But you, who've dared to look, see the vastness of what you don't know. That's not weakness, it's power. The Dunning-Kruger effect doesn't just expose their blindness, it reveals your potential to see. This truth rewrites everything. The foolish are trapped because they can't bear uncertainty. They cling to their illusions, their confidence a fragile shield against the abyss. But you, who've rebelled, who've questioned, who've embraced doubt, have stepped into that abyss and found it's not a void, it's a crucible. Friedrich Nietzsche said, "That which does not kill us makes us stronger." Doubt doesn't destroy you, it forges you. The wise, Socrates, Einstein, Copernicus, weren't certain, they were curious. They didn't claim to know everything, they sought to understand. In 1687, Isaac Newton published his laws of motion, not because he was sure, but because he questioned the cosmos relentlessly. His doubt reshaped the world. Your mind is the battleground. The Dunning-Kruger effect thrives because your brain fears uncertainty. It's wired for survival, not growth. But you can rewire it. Neuroscience shows that embracing uncertainty activates the prefrontal cortex, the seat of reasoning, fostering growth and adaptability. The foolish can't do this. Their certainty keeps them small. But you, by accepting what you don't know, unlock a power they'll never grasp, the ability to evolve. Viktor Frankl, who survived the Holocaust, found meaning in suffering by choosing to face the unknown. Between stimulus and response, there is a space, he wrote. That space, your doubt, your uncertainty, is where your freedom lives. This revelation changes everything. The Dunning-Kruger effect isn't your enemy, it's your teacher. It shows you what you've been hiding from, the fear of not knowing. The foolish think they're smart because they run from that fear. You grow because you face it. Jung's individuation, becoming whole, means integrating this fear, making doubt your ally. Sartre's existential freedom means choosing to live without illusions, even if it means standing alone. The wise don't seek certainty, they seek truth, and truth lives in the unknown. Picture it now, a world where you walk unshaken, not because you know everything, but because you've embraced what you don't. The foolish shout, their voices fading, their illusions crumbling. You see their certainty for what it is, a mask for fear, and you smile not with scorn, but with clarity. You've stepped beyond their game, into a reality where growth, not certainty, is your guide. This is what the foolish can't touch, a mind that questions, a soul that seeks. So, what will you do now? Will you cling to the comfort of certainty, or will you step into the unknown, where wisdom waits? The choice is yours, and in that choice you find the one truth they fear. You are enough. Now, go seek the questions that will set you free.
You stand at the threshold of clarity, don't you? The veil has lifted, and the illusion is bare. The foolish, with their unearned confidence, have shaped your world. Their voices a mask for ignorance, their certainty a trap you've escaped. The Dunning-Kruger effect isn't just a flaw. It's a lesson, revealing that their confidence is born of fear, while your doubt is the seed of wisdom. You've walked through their noise, seen their cost, and reclaimed your mind. Jung's shadow showed you've hidden from the unknown. Nietzsche's strength urged you to face it. Frankel's freedom reminded you it's yours to choose. The lesson is clear. True wisdom isn't certainty. It's the courage to question, to grow, to embrace what you don't know. This is the story's heart. The foolish think they're smart because they fear the void, but you thrive in it. The Dunning-Kruger effect doesn't define you, it challenges you to rise. Stop trusting the loudest voice, whether it's a leader's, a friend's, or your own. Turn inward, where doubt becomes your guide. Outgrow the illusions. Every question you ask, every unknown you face, builds a mind the foolish can't touch. You become what they fear. Awake, curious, free. Where have you let certainty blind you? In your work, your beliefs, your life? What truths have you avoided, fearing the unknown? The world will keep cheering the loud, but you don't have to join. Walk away, not in retreat, but in defiance, forging a reality that's yours. The gift of the Dunning-Kruger effect is clarity. See your limits, embrace them, grow beyond them. Become whole, wise, unstoppable. Are you ready to let go of illusions? To face the unknown and find your truth? Write it, I choose the questions. The foolish falter when you do. If this sparked a revelation, comment 1. If it missed, comment 0, help me sharpen it. Share your story. What certainty will you question? Share this with someone caught in the noise, they need this clarity. Subscribe, because the next video unveils a hidden truth about confidence that will change everything. Let's keep seeking together.